Welcome to another episode of Becoming a Techno Wizard, and today we are going to continue our series on my newsletter. We're almost done on part 31 here. I think we only have like two more parts, maybe. Uh, Two, three, yeah, basically three more parts, and maybe we can make a fourth about all my sources and inspirations and stuff like that. So like four at most, and we done. We out here. After that, I have a couple other things I want to do. I really want to do more edited content, make pretty stuff. So I have some stories I want to tell, and this, that, and the other. So we'll see if I get there. I have to get new equipment first to really get into that. So we'll see. But last time we spoke about some ideas for a better world, right? We have these. I put together these kind of lists of what a good m- some good ideas for a better world based on like a community type of outlook. And today I'm going to get into the job argument, right? Because this is unfortunately a big argument people put forth is like, what about all the jobs that people don't want to do or this, that, and the other? So let's go through that in this section. But what about the jobs that no one wants to do? This has already been talked about a lot in other places. But let's quickly go over this. I think there's three things to keep in mind whenever this argument comes up. Number zero, who the fuck are you to coerce people into doing jobs they don't want to do if you actually recognize that there are jobs people do that they don't want to but have to because they're poor and or feel they need to work at jobs they hate just to maintain a desirable lifestyle, then you have already justified coercion and exploitation. You have allowed that to be, the norm in your society where people should be exploited and, coerced just because, they're less fortunate. That's a no-go. Number one. So really it's four. Who says we need who says we need these jobs? A huge amount of products and services that we have are not necessarily things we need or even want. They are part of the gallery of products sold to us, made or funded by people who want to just make more money. If the only things that get made are things that people actually want to make themselves or be a part of, then we will likely have far less things that have no actual purpose. I'm sure many of us can, point to examples in our own household probably of things that have no purpose or like a flash in a pan. But yeah, have no purpose, have more real world value. Things will have more real world value as opposed to speculative value, which is a huge amount of things, and are just better made. That is, longer lasting, better craftsmanship, and made more safely, etc. Number two, who says we need so much stuff? Another huge portion of the products out there are thrown away even before it is ever used or sold. Think about that. As much as 30 to 40% of foods, products, materials, and more is just waste due to overproduction. Just think about that. 30 to 40%, it's almost half. A third. A third to almost half of all of our stuff that we make is just wasted, right? I should have sourced the exact things, but you can look it up yourself. Like there's a lot of data on this, all right? um Look at the oceans full of plastic. Look at the fast fashion, problem. It's really crazy. Anyways, cutting out the industrialization of production will vastly decrease the workload as well. Number three, who says X or Y super important thing that we really need, but is really hard or dangerous or nasty to do won't get done? The nail in the coffin for this whole argument is that humans have always figured out consensual ways to do things together that no one individual wants to do or can do on their own. In your own healthy household, you probably come together with your housemates to clean up. You probably even make a game out of it, so who to see who can, to see who can clean the toilet or the stove or whatever part of the house better. Now, granted, I understand a lot of us unfortunately don't have healthy environments, don't live in healthy families, right? A lot of us live in families where people just give you chores and you are forced to do it, right? But many of us can imagine, these sorts of families. And even I, even though I've had my problems with my family, we still find ways to, distribute chores and things like that. And even if you don't turn it into a game, just the act of distributing who's going to do cleanup. A great example of this that almost all of us have, even if we don't have, you know, great families, is with friend groups or with peers at work or with, peers at school, where you're in a group project or you doing a little event together or whatever, and then you have to clean up afterwards, right? Most of us would chip in to clean up that mess together. So even if no one wants to do it, wants to be stuck cleaning everything up by themselves. Oftentimes, especially if you actually care about the people who you're with, if there's that mutual respect, then you all figure out how to band together and distribute the task and clean up or do whatever else that needs to be done. But yeah, or just do it while singing and dancing. Put some fun in there, or simply rotate who does it every now and then. Many egalitarian communities did something very similar. They split the hardest or most undesirable work between the whole community, so no one person had to do it all the time. This also made it so that everyone didn't have a problem volunteering to pitch in. And of course, there was a lot of downtime for art, inventions, thinking, socializing, and so on. Right? And this is another part for some reason people don't realize is that we came up with all these things, art, invention, just thinking, philosophizing, far before industrialization, right? Far before even agriculture, right? Many foraging cultures, hunter gatherers, this was a key part of their time, right? At least a third of their day was spent just chilling, just making art, inventing things, thinking about things, relaxing together, socializing, having fun, doing ceremonies, whatever, right? That was a huge part of their time. A big reason why we humans are the way we are, right? Why we come up with these creative things, why we imagine, is because that's what we've been doing for hundreds of thousands of, probably even millions of years since we invented fire, right? Since we discovered fire, as hominids, as early hominids. Like we've been finding ways to divvy up tasks and then have free time. All right. So it just really boggles my mind when people think that if we don't force people into doing certain jobs, then we're all going to be stuck, with nothing, or um, we're all going to be working all day, trying to do all this stuff that needs to get done. No. I wonder if I should continue. No, I ended there because it's probably noisy in my background. But I wanted to do this today because I haven't been able to do these often. But yeah, thanks as always for listening, for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you got from this section or from other sections prior to this. Let's have a conversation. And thank you again for coming. Have a great day and see you. Bye bye.